Good evening guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are going to check out the papers that we made yesterday. I made a lot of paper. Some on the recording, and then I continued a couple of hours more. So I have just picked out a few that we made with watercolor, and I'm going to decorate them today. Most of them will be pockets or kind of pages like this on the journal, and then it will be pockets behind them. So we only need to decorate one side. They are not going to be journaling cards, so it doesn't matter how it looks on the back. But some are fragile, so we need to give them some strength, and other is kind of this one that is from a cover that don't need anything special, that's thick enough to stand on its own feet. So let's start and see what we can accomplish today. This is an old French book page, kind of dictionary, I think. And that one needs a back paper as extra strength. So I'm just taking another newer paper that can give it some sturdiness. So we're just going to glue that down. Some on paper and some on textile, depending on what I like at the moment, for the moment. Then you can just rip or cut off the excess. I prefer ripping, or maybe even just squeeze them so it looks a bit rough. But that's totally up to you. So I'm going to do the same on all of these that needs backing, and then I will be back to you so that we can decorate the other pages. I can show you one with textile so you can see the different methods. But I'm doing exactly the same thing. I'm gluing on the back of the page I have painted and just put it on some textile that I don't care about so much. This is just an old bed linen. Not old, but just a few years, and used enough for taking pension and get into my craft room. So it's not something from the 1800s that is fragile. I want this to be sturdy. So like that, just backing it. And then it's easy. If you would like to sew it, you can do it on the back of this, and it's perfect with the textile. So I will be back in a second. So they are prepared. So let's start with the first one and see if we can kind of get this together. I think I just want to snip the corners. And this will be kind of a pocket on top of a page. Just need to check that one I want. Maybe some more text. Maybe a piece of some dots. Okay, let's start. Maybe some bling too. I think this will be too much. It covers up too much of the painted piece. But we can maybe take just a part of it. It's so fragile, so you even don't need to touch it for it to break. I'm not sure. Let's start with this one. Tone the pattern down a little bit. This is mostly for texture. I want something more to happen than the watercolor. This old date. Can be nice to have a little piece of writing space on it too, so we maybe don't need to put everything on it. A little piece of textile. I'm not sure about the bling. No. We will leave this like this and see if we maybe add something more later. But I don't think I want to add something more at the moment. The bling will be too much and I'm not sure about. I think I want to use it as a extra writing space. Maybe just a little number. So I don't know where I'm going to use this yet, so it's good to leave some things undone so you can make it go nicely with the journals you are working on. So the first one is done. Let's move to the next one. And it's this kind of just brownish marbled page. And I thought this one might need some flowers. I think I want to break it with some white ones. Not all of it, just a piece. Then I have this old photo. This is my mom and this is my grandmother. And this is actually the same room that I'm in now. This was my grandmother's kitchen in the old days. So this door is gone now and I have opened up this room so it's a bit bigger and taken out the kitchen drawers and cupboards. So now it's my workspace instead. I think I want it kind of in the middle. And I'm going to glue it on 3 sides, so then I can use this as a little pocket on top of the page pocket. There, I think. And this is a piece of the wallpaper in my old house. I thought that could go nicely. I think we will use this piece with the brown top. can peek down a little bit. This is the leather. I have cut it in a heart shape. I'm not sure. I think I want the leather side. My mother was born in 1935, so I guess she's about 10 years here maybe. So 1940, 1945, something like that. I have 1936 here, so I think I will just add that and don't think so much about the real age. Something like that, I think. Distressing a little bit on top of the picture so it's not so grayish. Give it a little bit more warmth. Okay, done. Then the next one was the pink and kind of bluish one. Let's use a little bit of embossed paper. I love the 3D structure. I want to be able to feel my pages. When I go with my hand over the pages, it's nice to can feel them. I think I need to cut off a piece. I want that piece. Another old sample date. On eco-dyed paper, so it almost looks like it's part of this rainbowish. I think it needs to go beside the flowers. See, I actually use colors sometimes. I'm not only blue and brown. I don't want both of this to be diagonal. I want some of them horizontal too. And a bit of scribbling. Done. And the next one. Got a couple of color samples, and also this one had this postcard stamp. And you can see they can be done very differently depending on what color you want to have them in. This was a gold pen, but it didn't like the watercolor. There we are. A little bit of golden shimmer. something told me that I wanted to have some cheesecloth on this piece. So then of course it gets a piece of cheesecloth. You need to listen to your inner voice when you make journals. A little bit of another old book page with some text. Can go on that side. And I think I want to put in Paris here somewhere. Ripping the cheesecloth a bit so it looks a little bit more wild. We like wild and crazy. Yes. So moving on to the one with the curtains on. Bending and squeezing the edges a little bit to make it look like it's really old. So let's see. I had this dragonfly that I would like to have on the page. put her up in the corner. And these are pieces from an old curtain. I bought a big piece of a curtain and then I cut out the dragonflies and the butterflies that also was on them, and I used them like this instead. I sold them in my Etsy shop earlier, so I don't have so many left now. I have a few, and I think I will put them in the kits that I'm going to make with the eco-dyed paper and textile. So there will be some decorations too in those kits, so I guess this beautiful butterflies and dragonflies can go into that. And then this one on top of the embossed piece. Maybe I should put pages like this in the kits. What do you think? Could that be fun? With the already done decorations. Maybe someone would like that. Okay. So what do we have left? We have a few more, so what should we do? This one with some picture maybe? that way. Sometimes you need to turn and try to move around things before you know how you want it. So I hope you have got some inspiration from this and can use up some of your old book pages with this kind of ephemera. Doesn't need so much, just think a little bit outside the box and you have a lot of ideas to use. I like this green color of leather. A little too light on this one. I was working in a leather shop a few years ago, so I have a lot of small pieces to use up. Different colors, blue and pink and green, brown, black, white. My hometown was famous for leather many years ago. We have had so many different factories making leather jackets here in Malung. They were selling leather jacket all over the world, and the label with Malung Sweden was famous for quality. But nowadays everything is made in countries where they can manufacture it a lot cheaper. So Now we just have a few small factories in my town. No, I'm not going for bling today, I think. It wasn't that kind of ephemera that I can feel it works with. We can save that for some other day. So I think I will stop there for today. I will probably sew some of these on my sewing machine too, so you will see them later in some of my journals. So go find your book pages and make some fun pockets and pages for your journals. And paint and have fun. It's so very relaxing to do these kind of things. So thank you so much for keeping me company. I will certainly be back with some more things in a day or two. I think I have to go and do a little watercolor painting on my other channel tomorrow, so I guess it will be maybe Sunday or Monday that I will be back. So have a nice weekend, and until next time, bye bye from Sweden.